Hello, my name's Barry, and this is the first episode of my podcast, The Healthy Widower. I've been a widower for over 2 years now, and a little over a year ago I started a journey to better health. I started eating better, I quit eating beef, I started walking a lot more, I quit drinking caffeine, and as of yesterday, it was down to 220 pounds from 260 just a little over a year ago. So I've lost 40 pounds. I feel great. I'm in better shape now than I was when I was 30. So, for our first episode tonight, I am going to make a favorite dish that's kind of become my classic. It's called zucchini casserole. This is a dish that my wife used to make for me, but I've made a few improvements on it and added a few different ingredients. So walk with me as we take a look at the dish as I'm cooking it. All right, so what I do for my zucchini casserole is I take a iron skillet and I melt coconut oil on the bottom of the iron skillet. The coconut oil is a lot healthier than corn oil. It's lighter, it's better for you. So I take that coconut oil, once it's melted, then I turn my burner on medium high. Then I take an onion and I slice it up. I slice it into little chunks, about so. And I don't use a whole onion. A whole onion is way too much. Gives you way too much onion. I use maybe about a quarter of an onion. Slice it. Again, slice it into little chunks. Into the pan. Okay, then I take some mushrooms. I slice those up. Then I put those into the pan. Slice about 3 or 4 mushrooms. Okay, and then I let those saute. So you get a mixture. So this is how my mixture looks right now. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I use something called Morningstar Veggie Grillers Crumbles. Now my wife used to use hamburger for this, but a little over a year ago, I started talking to a lady named Andrea who was on a plant-based diet. Now, I'm not all the way plant-based, but I did decide to give up beef for vegan meat. So now I use vegan meat as far as my beef goes. I'm still eating chicken, turkey, and fish, but I'm no longer eating beef. So I use this vegan meat, the Grillers Crumbles. It's kind of like hamburger, and the taste is really not too bad. I used to make fun of veggie meat, saying, if I want a burger, then I want a burger. If I want a salad, I'll have a salad. But then I started trying this veggie meat. It's really pretty good. And it's a lot better for you. You don't get the fat involved. And I'm sure that's a reason why I've lost weight. It's because I quit eating beef. Okay, so now I've let this onion mix and veggie meat mixture. I saute that. Let that all saute. Then I'm going to add in my 3 favorite spices. And what I have here is lemon pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. 3 favorite spices. Now, so I've got this spice mixture and I've sauteed that. Now I'm going to add a can of stewed tomatoes. Stewed tomatoes work best. I've tried other tomatoes, but I like the stewed tomatoes the best. They're just the right consistency. And I've drained the liquid already out of it. It doesn't work as well if you add it with the liquid. Maybe a little bit of liquid, but you want to drain most of it so you don't get it so runny. Okay. And for just myself, if I was making for a big group, I'd use 2 cans, but I'm just making this for myself right now. So I'm just using 1 can of stewed tomatoes. Okay, now I'm going to let this saute. And now I've got one more ingredient I'm going to add. Since this is what I call zucchini casserole, what am I missing right now? Well, you're exactly right. I'm missing the zucchini. So, I have the zucchini that I bought from the store. At home at my parents' house, we used to grow zucchinis in the garden. And they came out a lot bigger than this, like baseball bat size. I didn't learn until later that the zucchini was supposed to be smaller. We just grew it big in my parents' garden. So anyway, I've learned to love zucchini over the years. And I really like the zucchini casserole. So I'm going to go ahead and slice that up and then show you what it looks like sliced. Now what I've done is I've sliced up the zucchini, sliced it into small slices, even cut some of the slices in half so they'll cook easier. And I've added that on top of the tomato, onion, and mushroom mixture. And complete with all those spices that I put in earlier, this is all going to marinate and make a very good dish. But I'm going to add one more ingredient to top it off. Now, I told you that I've gone vegan as far as my beef goes, but I still use real cheese. Tried vegan cheese, and it just is not good. It doesn't have the same consistency. So despite one of my other friends telling me I need to cut back on cheese, which I have, I still use a little bit of cheese in my dishes to flavor them up. It adds just the right amount of panache. So now I'm going to take some shredded cheese, and I'm going to add that on top of the zucchini casserole. Add a few little handfuls, not much. I don't smother it with cheese, just enough to flavor it up. So I'll show you what that looks like. And here is my world famous zucchini casserole, and it will be ready to eat in about 10 minutes once that big zucchini gets soft. Doesn't that look good? Why don't you all come over and join me for some zucchini casserole? And we will have a party and watch whatever you want on TV. All right, well, thanks. That's my first podcast of The Healthy Widower. Stay tuned for my next episode where I discuss my stuffed peppers. Have a good night, everybody.